Alright, whether you have a newer or older Coleman-Mach AC system on your RV, you may have noticed that it can be quite loud, especially when you're in a smaller RV like my truck camper. So when I turn on the fan, especially on high, it becomes very hard to have a conversation in the camper. If I turn it down on low, it's a little bit better. Now, part of the reason that is, you have your cold air intake or your return on both sides, and then your outlet. You have one on this side and one on this side, and the air is kind of forced down and out, and it makes a lot of noise coming across that surface area and coming through the small hole. So modification you can make, and actually sell these in an aftermarket configuration, where they basically have added a couple of vents that are molded in right here, and then not only does it quiet it down, but it also gives you better airflow control, because instead of just coming out the sides at the top, you can have it come directly out of the bottom. And this is a common modification, especially if you just have a rear air system, maybe over a bedroom. So what I'm going to be doing is, for about $10 you can buy a vent like this, and we can actually cut a hole. We can install this vent right here. What this vent allows us to do is it can be opened and it can be rotated around, so you can aim it wherever you want or close it off. So it will be two things. It will give us better airflow, getting the cold air out of the AC, and it will also quiet down the system if we're lucky. First thing you need to do is pull these vents out. Now's a good time to clean the dust out of here if you haven't done so in a while. And on both sides there are, depending on your camper, some screws or bolts up in these four corners that you'll need to remove, and this whole top piece will come off. If you happen to have manual controls right here, it will be connected to some wiring which you'll have to remove. But in another video I showed you how to convert this all over to a thermostat controlled system. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. Alright, so once we get it down up the ceiling, you can see this is the area we want to put that here. It corresponds directly to the outlet, as you can see here. Alright, so you want to cut a hole right in the middle. It's just big enough for this to fit down inside, and you want to make sure you leave clearance for this duct over here, and this actually fits just perfectly in between there. So basically you just want to trace around this outside line right here onto here. You can cut it out with a jigsaw, or if you have a hole saw big enough. Alright, once you get your hole big enough, just a matter of dropping it in place. And I'm going to secure it with some white screws. I just took a regular screw and painted the end white on 4 of them. So go ahead and screw it in. I've got the vent attached with the screws. Also took this time to make a little white sticker to put on here. Just some vinyl I had lying around. And here's what it looks like if you turn it upside down. And now what I'm going to do, which is optional, I'm going to take some sound deadening material that I have lying around, and I'm going to fill in this little hole here, just add another layer of it in here to kind of help quiet things down a little bit. Alright, so here's our finished product. As far as this piece goes, put a little bit of sound deadener up in this channel as well, and I'm just going to reinstall it. We'll see if it made a difference. I know it'll make a difference with airflow. We'll see if it quieted it down. Alright, so we got everything reinstalled. Here's the finished product. Now let's see if it made any difference. I'm going to put it on high. So let's go ahead and open So overall, I can tell the whole thing is quieter, probably because of the sound deadening. If you're standing right under this, the air coming out, it actually sounds a little bit louder with this open. So I don't really know how much it did to quiet it down at all, but the whole thing is much quieter now because of the sound deadening material we put in there. So definitely a benefit to that. The nice thing about this is, though, you can move it wherever you want the cold air to blow. You can shut it off a little bit. And between that and your 2 amperes on the side, which you can close if you want, or open, which really quiets it down, closing that off, you can kind of control the flow a little bit better. So definitely an upgrade for your AC, and can have a conversation in here now, so twofold improvement. So give it a like if it helped you out, and we'll see you next time.